Thursday, December 7th. I'm Scott.
And I'm Rin.
And this is Geeknights. Tonight we discuss gift giving and receiving. Let's do this.
Well, seeing as how the first annual Geeknights, well, not really Geeknights, but Front Row Crew holiday party hosted by the Macrosses is happening this weekend, Scott and I went out to buy our gifts for the Secret Santa that is being run.
And boy, did we get some awesome shit.
Yeah, I mean, driving up the road, on our way, because we have to, when we decide to go consumering as opposed to just our normal shopping, like going to the mall or going to those stores that sell coffee in addition to whatever they have, it's a deal. It's a big deal. Like, we get ready, we go, we venture out into consumer land with all the appropriate weapons, we shield ourselves from the horrible radiation of ads with our eyes, and, as we were driving up, we didn't really know what to get. We were kind of really at a loss, as we'll talk about during the main bit. But once we got to a store and we started seeing items we could purchase and ways we could combine them, it really started to click.
Yeah, on the way up, we said, hey, why don't we go and check out that place we hadn't been to in a while? Or how about that place? Because when we go up the road, it takes a while to get up there, like 10, 15 minutes. So we want to make sure that if there's some place to go up there, we go there all at once to make as few trips as possible. And I don't think we're going back up there for a while.
God, no. Not until after the new year, at least. I will not go anywhere near a mall from this point forward.
Me either.
But not only do I have my Secret Santa collection, but I have an entire presentation ready as I will unveil each item and explain its purpose.
Wow, I just got some really awesome stuff. I'm not going to make a presentation.
Scott's stuff is pretty awesome, and I hope that whoever gets it will allow us to use some of it in some way for future awesome.
I just hope whoever gets it appreciates it. Because I know some people would appreciate that sort of thing and be like, ah, yeah. And some people would be like, WTF, mate.
Well, it's like at my work when I worked at IBM and we did a Secret Santa thing for the department holiday party, which actually, that was a really good time hanging out with those people. And a lot of people really like alcohol there. So I got a bunch of alcohol, but not really. There was actually no alcohol. There were old wine and liquor bottles filled with water hidden in a bag. So it was obvious that it was liquor, but it wasn't really liquor. And hidden inside was an anime DVD. The guy who got it was kind of pissed.
So in other words, you were guaranteed to give anime to the biggest alcoholic there.
Something like that.
Lol.
Of course, the other guy who knows a bit about geekery and all that, who actually ended up with the anime DVD, his gift was actually the Star Wars Christmas special and the Ewok Adventure.
He is the winner.
I don't think anyone realized why that was funny except me.
I'm sure they did once they tried to watch it.
God, I watched the Ewok Adventure on TV.
Wow.
Have you ever seen it?
No, kind of.
It's just...
I know what it looks like.
It looks like Ewoks.
Yeah, it's pretty
and kids have an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I'll let Scott do his news first.
My news should have been a thing of the day, but it's Thursday, so you're basically getting two things of the day.
Yeah, we had two newses and two things of the day, but then Scott discovered another thing of the day, and there was no way to delay this. And in fact, I will say right now, to anyone in the Front Row Crew and extended Front Row Crew who's going to be at the Macross Holiday Extravaganza this weekend, you will not say a word about Scott's thing of the day to anyone unless you know that they have listened to this episode of Geek Nights. Because I imagine we are going to attempt this. But anyway, Scott can do his news first.
Yeah, my news is apparently in Toronto, where you do not want to go.
I don't want to go to Toronto.
I don't want to go.
Children do not have faces. They have cigarette heads.
Yes, it is a bad place with
edible
oils.
And that tax on wicker goods.
Yes, I do not want a tax on my wicker goods, so I will not go to Toronto.
I do not want to.
Unless it is this one specific case in which I would go to Toronto, where they have not 100, not 200.
250?
Nope, but 1,200 people playing Capture the Flag downtown.
As in the streets running around?
As in exactly in the streets running around like lunatics.
That sounds like unmitigated awesome.
appears to be unmitigated awesome. It looks like unmitigated awesome. The idea is unmitigated awesome. And for some people like us, it would be unmitigated awesome. But in reality, it's mostly a fucking mess.
Yeah, but it's that good kind of mess that involves crowds of people out in the street who aren't rioting.
Exactly.
I mean, if you see a crowd of people in the street, like a big crowd with people standing on cars, yelling, especially in the U.S.
setting fires to cars, tipping them over.
Odds are any group of people that's yelling is trouble. Seeing a group of people yelling that not only was not trouble, but was in fact anti-trouble. At least as far as I'm concerned. Probably not as far as the authorities were concerned.
Yeah. Either way, Capture the Flag is awesome for many reasons, and we should do a whole episode on Capture the Flag because I could.
Yeah,
All I'm
going to
say is that I'm watching this video and I'm looking at their rules for Capture the Flag. You know, you can only have 5 people guarding the flag, etc., etc. They didn't have the best rules for a 1,200-man game.
They probably didn't put that much thought into it compared to the amount of thought that should have been put into it.
Yeah. This was actually, it was probably a better flash mob an idea than it was a game of Capture the Flag. And I can't really blame them for that.
Well, Capture the Flag in its purest form really can't, unless you modify the rules or do something fun like full contact or make the rules very clear and codified as to what constitutes someone being captured and exactly what you have to do to get the flag and all those sorts of things, the game ends up being a very arbitrary mess of, I got you, no you didn't.
Yeah. The best Capture the Flag I ever played was at summer camp, but that's a story for another time.
Yeah, I'll tell
my... Summer camp was fascist about its Capture the Flag, which ironically was called Revolution, and they play it on the 4th of July every year.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We played a lot at band camp, and when I was a Cub Scout at a Boy Scout camp once that ended in, well, we'll tell those stories on another day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Along with some dodgeballs.
Now, the sad thing is, it says, well, I guess it's good for Canada. It says a lot about the people of Toronto. Even though their children have cigarette ads instead of faces, they all wear 3-piece suits, and they carry black balloons. But in Toronto, the fact that this flash mob happened and the riot squad didn't appear, this shit would not go down in the U.S. If you tried to get this together on the streets of New York or L.A. or Detroit...
Even a smaller city like a Rochester or Buffalo.
The police would be there in a second. And even if they didn't bust heads thinking it was a riot, they would probably cite you for creating a public nuisance or a danger, or there'd be liability issues, or you'd all get sued.
I could almost guarantee that someone would be in jail. Not prison, not prison, but jail, like in the police station overnight or for a few hours.
Yeah, I would pretty much put the odds of that at 100 to 0.
Yeah.
So I can use the nullity. Right. So I got some actual news here. Mm-hmm. So a lot of us in the IT and CS world, and basically a lot of people in the corporate world, have realized that for the most part, the corporate world is a scam in that your job performance is generally tied to how many hours you work and how many asses you kiss as opposed to how good you are.
Gasp.
Now, doubly so is the problem that, let's say you're really, really good at your job, and they would give you an assignment that they assume would take, 16 hours, 2 and change full working days to complete. Now, let's say you're an intellectual powerhouse, and you complete that job in a half hour. Now, in the current corporate world, your options at this point, if you don't have other projects to work on, is to sit there and look busy. Because if they know that you're not working, they'll think you're a slacker. They won't think, oh, I should give him more work. They'll just think you're a slacker. And if you leave early, they'll probably fire you.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
and if you start doing things that aren't work, they'll fire you.
Yep. Now, a lot of companies handle this in better ways. Like IBM, where I worked, it wasn't full flex time or anything, but there was generally this sense of show up when you need to, leave when you need to. If you get your work done, that's great, and that's all we care about. So you work long hours when long hours were needed. You leave early when you've done everything and there's nothing to do. Some companies take it a lot further and say that you can work whatever hours you want at any time during the week as long as you put in your 40 hours over the course of the week. Best Buy, of all companies, has taken this perhaps to the most awesome extent it could be taken. And I will wait anxiously for the results of this widespread social experiment. You see, in their corporate headquarters, they're experimenting. Apparently, they've been doing this on different scales for some time with total flex time. not even work whenever you want as long as you get your 40 hours in. It's purely you have a list of tasks. Complete these tasks. That is all.
Wow.
So if you decide to work, 12 hours Monday and Wednesday, get all your work done, maybe you show up Friday morning for a meeting once a week, and other than that, you don't work. As long as you're completing all the tasks you're assigned, they don't care. In fact, they're happy with you because all they want is the work. They don't care to have you in the office wasting your time and their time doing nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If I had that job, that would be the best job in the whole world. I'd basically do all the work as quickly as I possibly could, working, reasonable hour days. If they gave me more work than I could finish in a few 8-hour days, from working 9 to 5 with an hour lunch break, then there's a problem. I'm getting too much work. But if I could finish the work, which I bet I could, I just wouldn't come back in unless there was a meeting, and I'd wear some sort of emailing mobile device to know if I had to do anything.
Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing I miss about IBM, that now that I'm working in other industries, I can't really work from home, and most of my throughput and output is more dependent upon other people and them actually doing their piece of something than on my awesome. I can do all of my work in fairly short order. And it would be great if I could just leave work early whenever I wanted, but yet still show up when I need to do work.
Mm-hmm.
And Best Buy seems to be having a lot of success with this. And I don't see too many drawbacks other than, obviously, you'll probably have some people who will scam the system and not do any work.
You'll obviously have some people who, you'll quickly realize people who aren't coming in don't have enough work to do. You'll give them more work. Which is not the greatest always, because you might give them too much work and such. Yeah,
well, the way around that is, say you've already got a level of productivity with your current, 9 to 5, 8 to 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't ever assign more work than that. You already have a baseline that works for your company. So by providing the flex time and asking for the same amount of work, all you're doing is making happier, more productive employees as a whole. And I'll bet they'll end up doing more work just because they have the freedom.
Yep.
If I knew I could leave work whenever I wanted and show up whenever I wanted, I'd be much less averse to pulling late hours when they needed it and just making the time up later.
Mm-hmm. On the other hand, though, I could see a problem. In this system, you're really dependent on having your managers be smart. For example, if we were managed by someone in a system like this, and we got all our work done in, really quickly, and the manager was dumb, and he sees that we don't show up for 2 weeks, he's like, those guys don't have any work to do. I don't have any work for them to do. They haven't been here in 2 weeks. What do we need them for? Let's fire them. And then they've just fired the smartest people there.
Well, see, what the smart people do is you figure out right away who the smart people are in your organization, who you need to actually care about and who you can ignore, and most importantly, whether or not your direct report boss is smart or not. And you tailor your activities accordingly. If they're smart, you do exactly what you would have done anyway. If they're not smart, you pad it out and you finish the work, but you turn it in way late when it was expected to be turned in. And you show up occasionally and pay lip service to the fact that you might be working.
Yeah, I just hate having to do shit like that.
Yeah, but you'd have to do it a lot less under this system.
It's true. And you know what? The best part, I think, is I could actually fucking get shit done, like cleaning the house or doing laundry.
I get the feeling that people who don't do, or people who have trouble with work, a lot of people who do work at jobs, as opposed to people like us, in many cases don't have to do so much, they actually do need the full 40 hours to do their given job.
Some people do. Yes.
I think most of the people I've worked with in the course of my life have used most of the time doing the same amount of work I did, but they took the full 40 hours, and I would usually do it in a lot less time. Or they'd be really slow about it, like, we need this done. And they won't just immediately get on it and finish it right away. They'll be like, okay, and then a week later they'll look at it. And then a couple days later they'll go out and look at the place they're supposed to do the thing. And then they'll go to the water cooler and talk for a while. And then they'll just do a whole bunch of BS and finish the work, a month later. I'll literally, if I'm given an assignment, I do it as fast as possible so I'm done with it. I don't have to care about it anymore.
I wish I had assignments.
Yeah, actually, work's really ramping up. They're starting to give me actual interesting work to do. I've been rather pleased with this. I hope this trend continues.
Until you finish all the work.
Yeah, but even when I finish all the work, if I ask for more work, I've been given it in recent memory.
You got to be careful. If your company just turns into a bunch of people who outsource all the labor, you might end up doing the work of the whole company.
You know what? Then I'll demand a huge raise because I now have a high truck factor.
Just demand to be the CEO. You'll be like, I do all the work here. I should be in charge. Make me the CEO.
Actually, the CEO is pretty smart. I got to hand it to him. And honestly, he's a lot smarter than some of the upper management I have met in other companies I've worked for.
That's cool.
So I have no beef with him. I wouldn't want to be in charge of the company because I don't know enough about business to do the things
But I'm sure
this
you'd
dude
want to
does.
make his monies.
Oh, yeah. I'd be happy to be the CIO.
Yeah, if you made his monies, like I could just stop working. We could all stop working. And we could just podcast all day with mad monies.
Yeah. Or maybe some radio station will pick us up and we'll go pro, and that'll be the end of that.
Lol.
You can't do 10 atomic sit-ups.
You don't want to do even one.
So tell us about your thing of the day, Scott.
My thing is better than yours, so I should go second.
Oh, you want me to go first?
You want to do an atomic sit-up first? Be my guest. I'm not doing any.
So, a small town somewhere. I'm not going to bore you with all the intimate details of this story because the overall message is the important part. The basic gist of it is that a town had a backpack mail system where kids going to school, they would come home like once a week with a folder with flyers and announcements and stuff from the town. You know, community groups, the city government, all those things. They would send information home with school kids.
When I was in elementary school, we did that. You'd get all kinds of flyers that you would bring home. And, you know, most of them you just threw out, but some of them were important, like the Little League sign-up sheet and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah. So a long time ago, since this town is very small and super Christian and conservative, a lot of the church groups got together, and along with help from Jerry Falwell's organizations and various groups like that, put forth lawsuits and demanded that local churches and local religious groups be able to use this system because it's open to the community as a community service, and therefore they shouldn't exclude religious things from that. The town caved in instead of fighting and just let them do it.
See, our town, I don't think religious stuff went out in the school papers.
Oh, no, but this town allowed it under the guise of free religion.
All right, whatever.
That's not the story. This year, a local pagan group decided to send out their flyer through the thing, advertising a Yule festival for anyone who is interested in learning about alternative cultures and the way they celebrate holidays around Christmas. You know, really cool thing for those types of people. The Christians in the town are super, super crazily outraged about this.
Gasp.
So the town came back and said, well, you're the ones who allowed this to happen. Either all religions get it or none of them do. You decide.
Huzzah.
And that's it. I just find it utterly hilarious. It is not often that you see someone so duly and dutifully hoisted by their own petard.
We should need to send out some atheist flyers home with the kiddies.
Except our town doesn't do anything like that, so we don't have to worry. We already won that battle.
Hooray. Anyway, so I had never before today heard of that which is known as the atomic sit-up. And I am sorry that I have not, for if I had learned it many years before, if I had learned this in middle school, there were probably like 100 opportunities in my life to do this to people who wouldn't have known what was coming.
God,
and it would have been the most hilarious thing ever because I would have been the guy who does the atomic sit-up to people.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as the guys in my high school who got people to do the elephant dance all the time.
What's the elephant dance?
The elephant dance is too complicated to explain without diagrams.
All right. As long as it's not as bad as the Yuki Cookie, we can let it go.
It's nothing like that.
All right. So,
Before Scott goes on, I just want to say again, to any Front Row Crew members and friends who are going to be at the Macross party, don't mention to anyone what an atomic sit-up is, or act like you know and like it's not a big deal. Because depending on the crowd and the circumstances, we might attempt this.
It'll probably require some people to be slightly intoxicated, but that will just make it better.
It's Scott Johnson.
Scott Johnson.
He's not even going to be there.
No, he's not. So, I will describe to you now what an atomic sit-up is, and you will watch this college humor video to get the full effect of just how hilarious this can be.
You can't do 10 of them.
No, you can't. This is how you do an atomic sit-up. You ready? First, you find someone who is reasonably athletic and wants to take a dare. You know, in this video, they use military man. And you say, I bet you can't do an atomic sit-up. And they go, what's an atomic sit-up? And
you can't eat 100 peeps.
Exactly. And you say, this is what you tell them, that all they have to do is do a sit-up while you hold their head down to the ground with like a towel over their eyes or something like that. All right? Or a pillow on their face, or, not suffocating them, just like the top of their head. And they, so you get them lying on the ground. You make sure they put their arms down on the ground and their knees are up, and you hold their feet down like they're going to do a sit-up. And then you take a towel or a T-shirt and you put it over their eyes and you hold their head against the ground, right?
So far, so good.
Here's the part where you trick them. You ready? Here's the thing you can't spoil. Someone, a daring person, hopefully a fat person, fatter the better, will stand and straddle the person laying down and reveal their buttocks in a prime position. Then you say, all right, go. And the person will attempt to sit up, not being able to see, and you will resist their head with the towel or T-shirt or whatnot. Then, as their face is pushing towards the buttocks, you release said shirt or towel, sending their face into yon crack of doom, releasing much hilarity for all.
Now, the scream of humor and horror that comes from this group of people
the
once
two
it
H's,
happens.
humor and horror, both are key.
Seeing this live is one of my life's minor ambitions now.
I agree.
Though I'm going to go one step further, and I think that perhaps the perfect thing to add to this is just the barest touch of chocolate pudding, real chocolate pudding, to the affected area, so that the person goes, and I realize that instinctually, I would reach for my face and wipe it off as kind of a, primitive cleansing measure. If I was subject to this joke, and I did that, and my face touched someone's butt in that manner, the nose basically going between the cheeks, I would immediately grab my nose.
My nose is between my cheeks.
Now, if I pulled my hand away from my face and saw anything that hinted at any sort of contamination of any kind, I would probably vomit. This is comedy gold.
It is comedy gold indeed. College humor is the win.
I mean,
beware the atomic sit-up this weekend. I hope not. I hope there are plenty of people who don't listen to this episode so that we can pull it off.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, our main bit today, we were inspired. I mean, we had a whole other thing. We were going to talk about self-appraisal and how important that is and how a lot of people are bad at it and how there's scientific evidence pointing to why people are bad at it. But we're not going to talk about that. That's too serious and real. We're going to talk about holiday gifts because, as we said before, we spent the last couple hours seeking out holiday gifts for a secret Santa that is supposed to be funny.
Well, I think there's one thing that I really want to discuss, and that, mostly personally, is the worst thing that can possibly happen in terms of gifts. You see, I'm not big on the gifts. I mean, when I was a kid, sure, I loved getting toys because I didn't have money, and but now I have money, and I buy myself almost everything I want, so I don't care about gifts so much. However, almost the worst thing in the world is when someone gets me a gift that I don't want, because I don't want to return it, and I hate being dishonest and saying I like it when I don't, because that usually means I'm going to get more of it. And I also...
it's just like...
I also hate being honest and saying, this sucks, you suck, buying me gifts when someone was trying to do good.
It's just like the old episode of Andy Griffith where Aunt Bee makes her famous pickles, and they taste like kerosene.
Exactly.
And no one wants to eat them. But then Aunt Bee will feel bad. So they decide the solution is to eat all the pickles and act like they love them, and eat so many of them that she runs out of pickles and isn't able to enter the pickles in the pickle contest. Therefore, she's happy that people liked her pickles, but yet no one else is subject to them, and then they won't have to eat them ever again.
So she makes more.
Yes, she makes a lot more because they liked them so much.
Exactly. So what do you do in this situation? Personally, I haven't done this yet, so I don't know how it'll work out, but I'm thinking about taking a policy because... it works for my mom. Like, if you get my mom a gift she doesn't like, she won't actually be like, oh, I love it. She'll be kind of like, eh. And no one seems to have a problem with that. Maybe that's because she's a Jewish mom.
I was about to say,
she can get away with it.
It's because she's a Jewish mommy.
And somehow if you get her a gift she doesn't want, it's your fault. So I got to try and make people feel like that. I got to make people feel guilty for getting the bad gift as opposed to feeling bad when someone gives me the bad gift. I got to do the reversal. What do you think?
See, honestly, that hasn't happened to me in a long time. I mean, it used to happen occasionally when I was a kid.
It hasn't happened to me much, but it does happen.
Well, the thing is, gifts have the way I receive gifts and the way gifts work in my life has changed a lot since I, moved out of my family's house when I was in high school. See, now I really generally dislike giving gifts because of a holiday. Like, I hate it when I'm obligated to give a gift. Like, oh, it's Christmas.
Me also.
I have to get you a gift.
An arbitrary date on the calendar is not a reason that I should be somehow forced to give someone money or goods or
it's
services.
Not just that. It's more that I get people gifts fairly often. I like getting people gifts. I like buying things that people like or getting someone something that I know they'd like. But I hate it when I have to give a gift when I'm not inspired to give one. I don't have a thing in mind already. Like, if I see something that I know someone's really going to like and I want to get it for him, I just get it. Like, all right, this would be great. And it might be like the middle of March. I don't know. And I just give him this gift. Like, hey, check this out. But if it's suddenly Christmas and I don't have anything in particular to buy them, it seems like anything I get would be hollow because I kind of just bought it because it was the holiday as opposed to buying it because I knew it was something they really and truly desired.
Well, I think that's also partially because the holidays are hollow to us because we don't give a shit about them. But to someone who cares about the holidays, the gift won't be hollow. It'll still be hollow to us because we'll still feel like it's a gift with nothing. But that nothing, when they get the gift, will be filled with this holiday that they care about.
Don't be using the royal we here. Even though, super atheist as I am, I still like Christmas. It's a good time of the year. It always meant getting together with friends and family and having a good time and eating a lot of food. And I don't even mind Christmas gifts, especially in the manner that we are giving gifts this weekend. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, well, that's something different.
And like Thanksgiving I celebrate, and a few, actually only one, maybe two birthdays do I actually celebrate. And no, one of them is not my own.
I'm not really a fan of birthdays either.
Well, the thing is, and this will sound bad, but last year, I honestly forgot about my birthday.
Yeah?
And I just went to work, and I did all my business, and I came home, and someone mentioned it was my birthday, and I was like, what? Oh, crap, it is. Like, once I turned 22, I just stopped paying attention, and I often forget within 1 year how old I am.
I forgot how old I was for a while. Like, between 23 and 24, it was like, how old am I?
Now I'm currently 24.
We're 24, we're almost 25.
Yeah, I'm going to be 25 in January.
I'm going to be 25 in April.
Yeah, we're youngins.
Not really, no.
Yeah, we're pretty young. We're only a quarter, maybe a third of the way through our lives.
Man, it feels like yesterday I was like, there's no way it's going to be forever until my car insurance gets cheaper. Now my car insurance gets cheaper in like 5 months.
I feel like a week ago, I was in high school thinking, wow, the good days will never end. I can't imagine having a real job somewhere or having responsibility. And it seems like 5 minutes ago, I was at RIT going, these are the best days of my life. Fuck if they're ever going to end.
Dun, dun, dun. Game over.
See, that's why we're doing this podcast. Geeknights for us is just a continue.
Yeah, hopefully. It's more like putting quarters in a different game because one machine broke. I thought we could play Dig Dug forever, but no, now we might have to play Galaxian.
Yeah, though, to be perfectly honest, I would say that my life, and probably your life too, are just as good as they were in college, just in different ways. Like, some areas on the web graph that is our lives went down and others went up, and the same area is covered by the graph.
I like those other areas better. Maybe.
See, remember, what areas do we have now that we didn't have before? Lots
Money.
of money, fans, every convention we ever wanted to go to.
Yeah.
No homework. Remember, as much as we loved college and as awesome as it was, remember though when we paid for all that slacking off at the end of the quarter when there would be 2 weeks straight of us doing homework and labs.
I just really don't remember the homework. Like, everything was easy. Anyway,
Every now and
let's talk about some gifts some more.
Yeah. But it's hard for me to give a gift if I'm not inspired to get a gift. Like, I'll see something and think, wow, that'd be the perfect gift for so-and-so. And then I get it for him.
Yep, I do the same thing, only I don't actually buy it. I tell someone else to buy it.
See, luckily, and I'm very glad that a while ago, for the most part, my family used to always send me cards and gifts, even after I'd graduated college. And over time, they've stopped doing that. I mean, I still talk to my family a lot, and I want to visit them and fly out to Arizona and fly out to Michigan and have them come out here and all that. I talk to my grandpa as often as I can, and I like my family, but I don't like the whole gift thing. Like, I hate it when a relative I haven't talked to in a long time sends me a check for $20. or mails me just like a Christmas card that they signed.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like that means anything to me at all.
Yeah, cards are something else. I mean, my mom always she's got like this hang up with the cards, you know? And it's like whenever it was any kind of thing, she would always call me and be like, you know, it's such and such, send a card. You know, it's such and such, send a card.
See, I don't do the card thing anymore. If I have a holiday thing, I'll call someone. Or
I'll call people.
Or maybe I'll give them a gift, but I'm never just going to send a card. Maybe I'll write a letter. A letter is fine, but a Hallmark card to me is just like,
Well, the biggest thing I have against the cards is that you're paying $4 for a piece of cardboard. If they're on sale, $2 for a piece of cardboard.
Now, that's not to say that I haven't gotten some very awesome cards in my day, but I will say that every card I've gotten that I cared about wasn't just some Hallmark card that someone signed. Like, I'm holding one right now that I got from Emily a while ago, and it's actually a whole letter in here. It just happens to be on a card, and that is awesome. But a lot of relatives seem to just send me a Hallmark card with maybe a really lame joke on the front.
Yeah. Some of the jokes are funny, but if I wanted to be entertained like that, I could read a webcomic or I could just go to the card store and read the cards.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the...
And 90% of the cards are lame.
See, once I got to college, I stopped celebrating most holidays other than, like around Christmas time, I'd go see my family. But I wouldn't celebrate Christmas. I'd just celebrate being with my family, and that was the time I went to see them. And then I moved out of college, and I stopped even celebrating that. The only holidays I celebrate are Yell at the Sky Day, International Talk Like a Pirate Day, Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is a holiday that involves eating a lot of food.
Yeah.
That's a great holiday.
See, before college, we celebrated a shit ton of holidays because it was a Jew, and Jews have a shit ton of holidays just so we can get out of doing other stuff.
Yeah, well, we weren't, my family was very much not very Christian, if they really weren't Christian
We
at all.
weren't really Jewish except for celebrating holidays.
Oh, yeah, it was the same thing. Like, we celebrated Easter and Christmas and all those things, partly because when I was young, I went to a Catholic school, but we didn't celebrate them for religious reasons. No one said the word Jesus on Easter. They said the word Easter Bunny.
Anyway, when I first started going to college, they tried to keep up the holiday action, but that pretty much gave up on that pretty quickly. And now that I'm out of college, now there are some holidays where in college I wouldn't go home or anything, and now I will go home because home is just an hour and a half away or so. But not really any more celebratory in any sort of way.
Well, I celebrate. But I celebrate different ways. Like this year, Christmas, I'm still seeing. Hopefully, I'm going to fly out to Arizona to see my mom.
I thought you weren't going to do that.
I want to. It's just a matter of getting good airfare. If I don't, I'm going to...
Shouldn't you have bought the tickets a while ago?
No, because actually deals flying out there on JetBlue come up fairly frequently at the last minute. Plus, the real plan is... Because I haven't seen a good deal. Like, even way back when I was looking, I never really caught the deal.
I think you're going to just have to shell out if you want to go.
Well, no. My plan, and I've done this before, is that instead of going out on the actual holiday when everyone else in the world, including all those people who don't know how to deal with an airport, are flying, I'm going to go out in January when no one's flying.
That was your plan last year and it didn't work.
Yeah, because the airlines suck.
Whose fault is that?
The airlines.
It's you for taking the shit airline.
Because I'm not going to pay... I don't care how much I want to do something. If it costs more than $300 to fly somewhere, I pretty much won't go.
So, you're stuck in the U.S. forever then.
Yeah, well, maybe a special occasion, like a holiday. Like if I was traveling somewhere for a month, it'd be okay. But if I'm flying somewhere for a weekend, maybe a 3-day weekend, I'm not paying more than $300 to fly there. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, I guess so. That's all right.
I paid $160 to fly to Raleigh for Animazement, and that really, really sucked. I felt so bad about paying that because I could have driven there for less. And it would have taken less time after all the delays at the airport. But I digress.
Dun, dun, dun.
I digress.
All right.
Gifts. So probably my favorite kinds of gifts to get now, because I really don't give holiday gifts, are gifts for someone I really care about that means something to them or to me or to both of us. Like a gift that just comes up that's natural and makes sense. Or a hilarious gift.
Hilarious gifts are the best.
You see... At the Macross party, and it seemed like a lame idea until we all really got into it. We're having a Secret Santa. And being the front row crew...
I'm going to call it the Secret Hanukkah Harry.
Everyone's putting a lot of humorous thought into exactly what they are buying for this party.
Yeah, the problem is, if you're not giving a gift specifically to a person, you need to get something that could be good for anybody. And that's kind of hard to do, because what's good for everybody? Well, a book... Even a video game, a really good one isn't good because they might have it,
Yeah.
or they might not have the system.
Now, people might say, oh, a gift certificate. That's perhaps the lamest gift you can give someone. That's worse than cash.
You better give them money if you're going to do that, because at least then they can choose the store. I mean, if someone gave me like a Walmart gift certificate, I'd be like, I'm not going to Walmart. You just gave me nothing.
But that's also kind of, I mean, just even cash is really lame. Now,
Yeah.
say they were creative about it. Say the limit on the Secret Santa was $25, and you give someone $25 worth of pennies. Hilarious.
Exactly. Now, see, that's what it really is about gifts is, as a kid, gifts are important because they're your primary means of acquiring goods, mostly entertainment goods that you cannot acquire on your own.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but when I was a little kid, Christmas was a spawn point.
Yeah. As an adult with money, gifts really hold, it's not like I need stuff. If I need something, I can get it on my own. I don't need someone to give me a gift to give me physical goods because I've got them. So if you're going to give me a gift, the actual giving of the gift has to have some sort of humorous or entertaining or emotional value of some sorts, you know? Like, yeah, I could have bought it at the store, but because you are giving it to me at this moment of in time, in this fashion, and because of what it is and the method of delivery, we are all happier for it. And that is what you must execute with an adult gift.
Yeah, like, I mean, Emily gave me her old keyboard a while ago, as you heard on the show, and I've been playing with it a lot, and I think it's really awesome. Now, I own a piano, and if I wanted to buy a keyboard, I would have gone out and bought one, and I didn't really need one to buy it. But the fact that she gave it to me, and that it was a thoughtful gift, and that I've gotten so much enjoyment out of it, that was a good gift. Or like if someone goes on a vacation, and they bring back like a really cool little souvenir, and they give it to someone like, I bought this in London in a blah, and it's shaped like a blah. Oh my God. That's an awesome gift.
A lot of times it's not. It depends with the souvenirs because...
No, it has to be a good souvenir.
Yeah, sometimes people go somewhere and they'll come back and they'll be like, here's a T-shirt with the name of the place I went to.
Oh, no. I'm talking like the DS eraser that you were given.
Yeah,
or,
that's a good one.
Yeah, little things like that. Like, actually, I remember when Dan went to Japan way back when we were at RIT, and he came back, and he got me just a little Totoro pencil board. And
I think he actually bought like a whole pile of cheap crap and gave different things to different people. Like,
Yeah.
as he didn't actually plan it out.
yeah, but it was still, because back then, I didn't own any anime stuff. I didn't have any pencil boards or anything. And he gave me this little trinket from Japan. And I learned at that point that I really like little trinkets from Japan, as you can tell if you look at my desk, which has almost as many trinkets from Japan as it does useful things.
Man, trinkets from Japan. It's like, I really hate getting useless stuff, but goddamn,
Unless it's from
trinkets-
Japan.
trinkets from Japan.
It's like, you get me a useless piece of plastic, whatever. But if that useless piece of plastic is of a Japanese animated character, it's awesome.
I don't know what's up with that. I really don't know.
Yeah.
There's no logic behind that one. It's not good.
But I think really my favorite kind of gift giving is the humorous gift giving. You know, the Secret Santa, the bachelor party joke gift.
Oh, bachelor party joking.
Granted, those can also be really lame. A lot of people go to like Spencer's and they buy like the over-the-hill toilet paper or the over-the-hill cane.
Well, I think it's the stuff that's, if it's a generic gift, if the gift would work for anyone, then a lot of it is pretty much lost. It has to be like a specific and personal thing for anything to come of it. You know, it's like you got to buy something like, there's something about that makes it funny. Like if I bought a Pokemon doll and just gave it to you, not funny. But if I bought you 10 Pokemon dolls holding each other, now there's something to it.
That's probably the perfect example.
Exactly.
Or like in our group. I'm not going to do this. This isn't my Secret Santa gift, but I talked it up, and I actually kind of got the benefit by talking this gift up. I effectively got to give 2 gifts because the comedic value of the gifts is far greater than the monetary value.
Mm-hmm.
So my real gift I have and is ready to go. The gift I talked about, see, we have an inside joke in the crew about hobo wine. I think we've talked about it before.
Mm-hmm.
After Yuko bought us some $2 MD 2020 that we all sampled, and it was quite... Ode hobo.
It tastes like bad grape juice.
It was really not good.
Yeah.
But it was awesome.
I feel like drinking some right now. Just kidding.
We've got it still.
Do we really?
Yes.
Is it still good?
I don't think it goes bad.
Why it has to go bad?
I don't know. It might not. Refrigerated alcohol?
We'll check it.
Yeah. I don't know how we'll tell.
I don't know
Let's
either.
give it to a hobo. I know some hobo. I got it. Let's just leave it on the street corner because those hobos walk by all the time. Let's see if someone takes it. We'll watch it.
With a camera?
Some weekend, yeah. We'll just keep an eye on it.
Let's go get a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing of monetary value other than a Ferrari and a house that I don't have and a new computer that I don't have is a nice video camera because I have no clue. It's not that I can't afford one. It's I have no clue what to get.
But the hobo wine thing became kind of an inside joke for the crew. So I thought my Secret Santa gift would be a ratty flannel shirt tied to the end of a stick like a bindle. And inside of it would be $20 worth of hobo wine.
That's a lot of fucking hobo wine.
Yeah.
You couldn't lift that in the flannel shirt.
I could lift it.
I don't know. The stick would break. You need like a 2x4.
I had the stick ready.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That stick I was playing with on the back deck, that big thick thing. That could do it.
That would be kind of crazy though.
Yeah, but see, the idea of that joke is really funny, especially to someone in the crew. Mm-hmm. So I already got all the benefit of actually getting that gift without having to do anything.
Exactly. I mean, you don't actually need to give physical goods. That's not what it's about anymore.
It sounds stupid, but it's the thought that counts is probably the biggest axiom of gift giving in the world.
Unless you're a little kid, in which case, god damn it, you need some fucking video games and not underwear.
Yeah, socks? Press A. What the hell is this?
And I think that's the problem is, until there's no more child labor laws and kids can go work and make their own money and buy their own games and toys. We need to give them goddamn gifts. And if your kid already has everything, well, your kid doesn't need any more. Stop giving them gifts. You gave too much.
But yeah, I mean, the sentiment behind a gift or the thought behind a gift, I guess now that we're adults, matters a hell of a lot more than what the gift is. And as a result, instead of giving gifts, we seem to have much more fun just getting together with our friends.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we could all just think of hilarious gifts and tell them to each other, that would be just as good.
Yeah. So we're having this holiday party, and pretty much not many people are giving other people like, I got this gift for you, I got this gift for you, and I got this gift for you. It's just, we're all going to present our hilarious gifts to the group, disseminate them however we will, and then play Guitar Heroes 2 while we're drunk.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Yeah. You won't be drinking, though.
Nope.
What if I get some grog?
Nope.
Some hobo wine.
That's all right.
You tried the hobo wine.
And it was bad. Real bad.
I've drank worse things.
I should go buy some grape juice in the glass bottle and drink that.
I got some sparkling apple juice for the people who don't want to drink champagne.
But it's sparkling.
That's the point of champagne.
I don't like sparkling.
Why not?
It fizzes.
And what's wrong with fizz?
What's wrong with fizz.
I'd like you to say it out loud on the air.
That's what I was just trying to make sure that people understood that you already knew.
Yeah, I already know.
It is not comfortable
so,
in the mouth.
What do you mean by not comfortable? You're saying that fizzy beverages that are carbonated in some way harm you?
They do indeed.
So you're saying that you feel physical pain when a carbonated beverage is placed into your mouth?
A slight amount, which I would rather not feel.
The kind of carbonated beverage that the vast majority of Americans drink on a daily basis and love.
Many do, yes.
Yes. And this causes you physical pain.
In a very small way.
But enough of a pain to where you refuse to drink any such thing.
I'd like to avoid it.
Okay. I just wanted to get that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess in closing, you can look 10 gift horses in the mouth, but you can't fool them twice.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Are there 2 birds in the bush or 3?
I don't know, but I killed more than one of them with a stone.
Okay, whatever.
This has been Geeknights with Rim and Scott. Special thanks to DJ Pretzel for the opening music.
Be sure to visit our website at www.frontrowcrew.com, where you'll find show notes, links, our awesome forum, a link to our Frapper map, and links to all the RSS feeds.
We say feeds plural because Geeknights airs 4 nights a week, covering 4 different brands of geekery. Mondays are science and technology. Tuesdays, we have video games, board games, and RPGs. Wednesdays are anime, manga, comic nights. And Thursdays are the catch-alls for various rants and tomfoolery.
You can send us feedback by email to geeknights@frontrowcrew.com. Or you can send audio feedback via Odeo. Just click the link that says Send Me an Audio on the right side of our website.
If you like what you hear, you can catch the last 100 episodes in iTunes or in your favorite podcatcher. For the complete archives, visit the website, which has everything.
Geeknights is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 2.5 license. This means you can do whatever you want with it as long as you give us credit, don't make money, and share it in kind. Geeknights is recorded live with no studio and no audience. But unlike those other late shows, it's actually recorded at night.